Yesterday at the Apple Worldwide Developers Conference, Apple released a new Mac Pro. It is one of the most expensive Macs there has ever been. Coming in at a whopping $5,999 US, which will probably translate to a similar amount of Great British pounds. This Mac Pro is not for the faint-hearted. So you got me thinking, for that amount of money, what sort of PC could you build? Let's have a look. So, unlimited budget, but not quite unlimited, around the £6,000 mark, we are looking at building a super fast PC. We're going to use Amazon simply because it's easy to use, prime delivery, and brilliant returns process. Let's take a look at the processor I have chosen. So the AMD Ryzen Threadripper 2990WX processor. Now looking at the entry level Mac Pro, you only get an 8-core Xeon, so absolutely blows holes in the Mac Pro performance. The most important core component for any PC is the processor. If we get the processor right, then we're going to have an absolute monster of a PC. So the Mac Pro really is aimed at creatives and to a degree to server people. What do you call them? People who, people who want a really powerful server. The Ryzen Threadripper, the top end model of this, will cover us well and truly here. So this one comes in at 32 cores and 64 threads. Just bear in mind that the cheapest Mac Pro is an 8-core Xeon at the heart of it. And we can handle up to 128 gigabytes of DDR4, not quite the 1.5 terabytes that the Mac Pro can handle, but let's face it, unless you are, well, I can't actually think of a task that you'd want the high-end Mac Pro for that's $35,000 to $45,000 whenever they decide to confirm the price. But yeah, the Threadripper is the most powerful consumer grade processor at the moment in terms of pure processing power, as in cores and threads and the speed. It is also £1,499.99, so it's not cheap, but you get a lot for your money. The running total so far, we have a whopping £1,499.99. Next, we're going to need a motherboard that can handle the Threadripper. So we have gone for the ASRock X399 Taichi STR4 SATA 6 gigabits per second, USB 3.1 ATX AMD motherboard. So this supports all of the Threadripper processors, and it's also got a whopping 4 PCI Express GPU lanes plus 8 DDR4 lanes, which we will need to get the full 128 gigabytes of RAM that we're going to stuff into this. So I've not had any experience with this motherboard, but reviews are fantastically good and it looks absolutely awesome. So the motherboard comes in at £304.98, which gives us a running total now of £1,804.97. Next up, RAM. Now, it's quite difficult to get 128 gigabytes of anything above 3600 megahertz DDR4 at the moment. I don't really know why that is, but yeah, you can't. Someone who does know will probably put something in the comments explaining why. But what I've got here is some fairly high-end, high-performance RAM. So we get 8 sticks of 16 gigabytes, which gives us the maximum of 128 gigabytes, which comes in at a whopping £1,211.99. So where's that take our total? You'll have to excuse my eyes. You may see they're coming away from the camera. That's because I have a secret little tablet down here telling me the running cost. So that gives us a running cost now of £3,016.96. Power supply. We need a very beefy power supply, which is why I have chosen the Corsair CP 9020140 UK HX 1200 watt 80 plus platinum fully modular power supply in black. So really cool power supply this. Obviously it pumps out 1200 watts, which is more than enough to handle this build, or what you will see in this build. And with it being modular, we can add plenty of power for our graphics cards, note the plural. So that comes in at a not as whopping but quite large £194.99, which takes us to £3,211.95. So we're still nowhere near the budget and we've gone a bit crazy. Next up, we have a case. We need lots of airflow, which is why I've chosen the Corsair CC 9011078WW Obsidian Series 750D Airflow Edition. Not too bothered about the window, but the main reason I've chosen this case is because of the superb airflow and also the absolute range of and the huge amount of space for the motherboard, the power supply, and also many hard drives, giving us scope to add further stuff a lot further down the line. Next, for our OS, we need a VNAND M.2 PCI Express solid state drive, and I've gone for the Samsung 970 Pro, the 512GB version. We don't really need any more than that, as we're only going to be putting the OS and the page file on there. So this comes in at £139.97, and it is absolutely blistering performance from this, which is what we need for the OS and any page file if we exceed the 128GB of RAM that we are installing. So this now brings our total cost to £3,490.89. And then next up, we want some hard drives, some good old-fashioned hard drives to store our creative wares. So I've gone for the Seagate 8TB Ironwolf 3.5-inch internal hard drives, which run at 7,200 RPM. We've got 256 megabytes of cache, and they have a 180 terabyte per year workload rating, and they run at up to 210 megabytes a second. You know what I mean. So fantastic drives these. We're going to go for 2 of these, and we may run them in RAID or we may not, depending on what we're going to use it for. But we'll go for 2 of these because we want a bit more than just 8 terabytes of space. If we're getting super creative and editing 8K video, we're going to need a couple of drives to store the content, and then probably a drive to store the output. So these drives come in at £219.47 each, and because we're chucking 2 in there, that is £438.94, which gives us a running total of £3,929.83. Next up, graphics cards. We are going for the Asus Republic of Gamers Strix GeForce RTX 2080 Overclock Edition 8GB graphics cards with GDDR6 in them. We're going to go for 2 of these at £819.57 each, which gives us a huge budget of £1,639.14, which takes our grand total to £5,568.97, which gives us 400 and something to pay for an operating system and our creative software. I've put links in the description below, so if you want to go ahead with this build, you can do. So that's it from me. Let me know what you think in the comments. Give us a like or a dislike if you like the build or if you dislike the build. And if you haven't yet subscribed, then please do so. And I'll see you in the next video. For those of you that want to know what's on my t-shirt, apart from a load of cat hair where my cat has been snuggling up to me, it is the Japanese Terminator logo. Links below.